Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach, and today we're talking about Ecomi Omi VeVe videos. As per usual, currently the price 0.003145 on a low of 2695 and a high of 3548 over the past 24 hours. Now, of course, some very exciting things have been happening today, or mainly one big thing that has got very exciting for a lot of people, right? Which is, of course, the exchange that we have been listed on. Omi has been listed on, of course, Okex, it seems. Now, this is very, very exciting for a number of reasons, and I'm going to go over some of them today. We've already made a video talking about it, but I want to go over some of the conversation that's happened in the aftermath of this whole thing going on. Of course, Omi put out today, or Ecomi put out today, to celebrate our new listing on OKX, we are giving away 10,000 Omi to 2,000 users plus. 16 lucky people will win a VeVe official NFT. You can find all the details in this article, and don't forget to fill out your details for your chance to win. Now, if you click on this article, you'll end up going towards this right here. And of course, this is a general medium blog post that we see oftentimes with Ecomi. And if you want to do it, essentially, I believe that you got to click on here, and then you can start, doing things, right? You can start the account, and you can go for it. Now, some people have complained, and I understand, but yeah, let's go through it. Some people have complained that people in the US aren't able to access this promotion, right? In fact, not even able to really access the platform at all. Now, the reason for this is that this is not a West-centered platform. And let's actually have a look at this real quick, because someone has actually written out, wow, another obscure exchange. Now, I'm not here to send any sort of hate or any sort of anything like that towards this person, but we're gonna go over the discussion. Wow, another obscure exchange, and now of course, showing top crypto exchanges, right? And it's, as you can see right here, number 3. That changes nothing. It's unknown in USA and UK. That's the biggest market for Omi. This is really helpful to make a point. Now, I actually made a video yesterday, it should be out today by now, talking about the market in India and how there's roughly 600 million users on the internet over there, and how art is a large part of the culture. Technology is also becoming, an emerging technology is also very much becoming a part of the culture, especially among millennials in Asia, India, Sri Lanka, etc. And so what's important to note here is a very similar parallel between gaming. I'm sorry if you've already watched my India video, you know what I'm saying, but this won't take long. Essentially, there's a lot of parallels in gaming and crypto here, where in the West, we're not aware of Eastern games, right? So we know Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, all these different Western games, right? Valorant, you name it, League of Legends, etc. On the other hand, though, in the East, you have PUBG Mobile, you have Garena Free Fire, we have Mobile Legends, there's Arena of Valor, King of Glory, Honor of Kings, which is the same thing essentially in China. Now, all of that was probably lost on you, the last list, but the first list you knew, which was Activision's Call of Duty, Overwatch, Blizzard, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, RuneScape. You've heard of all those games, but those games that I've just listed have probably never been heard of by your average millennial or baby boomer, Gen X, whatever, in India or in Thailand or Vietnam. Now, some people know Grand Theft Auto, some people know Call of Duty, especially Call of Duty now that it's in mobile. But these different countries and these different markets have different ways of seeing things, and basically the products are different. That's the be all and end all there, right? And so if we're talking about the exchanges that we have right now, and we're talking about the fact that anywhere outside of the USA and UK is nothing essentially, that I think is a big mistake. The reality is that yes, currently the West is most likely the biggest market for Omi. In fact, it's not even most likely, it is, right? We see a lot of people in Europe and a lot of people in America, and obviously other people in other continents too, but generally it's Europe and the Americas. Now, the reality is that's what we're at right now. But does that mean that we completely fob off every other market in the world because we're only in the West? That would be the stupidest thing I could possibly think of. Now, Cavell Anderson himself, one of my friends as well, I see him as Vel, obviously, but y'all know him as Cavell, and I'm trying to, get used to that. If this new exchange is signaling a focus on the Asian audience, VeVe is about to become massive. The love from Asia is massive, a very active and super strong community. Now, before we have a look at Audrey's, sorry if I got your name wrong, Audrey or Adri, but Vel, I know where this is coming from with Vel, because I knew Vel well before crypto. I'm talking years before he invested anything. So I've seen Vel go from posting Call of Duty content back in 2016, that's how I actually found him, to going into other ventures. Now, I don't want to go through everything he's done because I don't know what he wants to say, what he doesn't want to say, and I'll just leave it there. Nothing bad, it's just that, again, you know, I have my own projects, so I don't talk about all of them. I'm sure he has the same thing. But he has been successful in Asian markets, and so he knows the volume. Realistically, myself, I've also seen the volume. I know how big Asian markets is. Of course, when Cavell sees that VeVe and Ecomi want to move into Asia too, this is probably very exciting for him, because the reality is that there are millions of users in global markets, right? The US and the UK, Europe in general, is not the only parts of the world, and I think a lot of people in the West forget about this. And it's really a shame, because there is so many opportunities globally that we need to consider, right? Okay. Same thing, obviously, I think Australia as well probably is very, well, I know is very bullish on VeVe. Now, Joshua Street has put out a very good tweet though today, saying, "Don't get caught in the hype. The app is amazing. The team is amazing. Omi just needs some utility. When the app opens up and Omi is integrated as a tool that is usable for buying, selling, trading in an official capacity, you can expect a real pump. Until then, be cautious." Now, of course, the reason for this is every time good news happens, people get really excited, and that makes sense, right? It's always good to be excited. Why not be excited about your hobby, your passion? Most likely as well, for some people, you know, your living, right? You're living based on, some people, I'm assuming, watching these videos, make a living on crypto. Now, the reality is yes, the price is up, and the price has gone up before. You know, it's really not that hard to see. The price gone up before, went down. The price was up before, went down. You know, there's always peaks and troughs with this stuff, but each small win, which realistically this isn't a small win, but it's, you know, it is a small win relative to everything happening with Ecomi ever. Each win basically is important, but of course it's important to keep in mind that some people will buy now and then sell very fast after something else doesn't work out. Say, for example, people got really upset when Comic-Con didn't work out, as if it's Ecomi's fault, when realistically people ain't researching and etc. But I'll let that's not really important right now. What is really interesting though is that Reese has put out a thing. This was in reply to Joshua here. Crypto Joker put out here. This was Reese talking in Telegram, right? Buying gems is buying Omi. It just comes from a different place. Once we can go Omi to NFT, we create an actual economy for around the token, based on a real product, which is incredibly rare in a crypto company. Of course, then later in the year, or whenever the master collector rolls out, we have staking. Some items will only be available to buy with Omi. We'll be adding more incentives as we go along too. And eventually non-crypto will be able to see, or be able to buy, things listed in Omi using fiat through the MTL. So really all you have to do is sit tight. I love that last sentence, because basically what's actually happening there is Ecomi is literally doing everything, as you should expect, because they are the company that's running it. But they're doing everything from the business processes point of view. We've literally got to sit back, hang tight, and some of us will make YouTube videos and also promote the product, right? Now the thing is that I don't think many people still, mainly because, well, this is quite a niche channel. We are starting to see more viewership than we were before, which is amazing. But I'm really trying to spread the message about utility here, because I am not a crypto expert like some people in this community are. And so I don't want to be, I'll talk about things that I kind of understand, and I'll talk about things that I'm excited by all means, and I'll make it very clear when I don't understand something. But I generally try to spend most of my time and invest most of my time in things that I do understand, so that I can bring you my best information that I possibly can. Because if I was trying to tell you about tokenomics and staking and all the ins and outs of how things can go well and how things can go badly, it'll be bad for everyone. But if I talk about the product that we can expect and how Omi can be burnt using that product, well, I think we can do something really good. Now, based on this, it's really important that we take into account based on a real product, right? Around the token based on a real product. Now, Cavell actually spoke about this himself. I'm gonna actually, let's quickly go to his his Twitter feed, although I'm guessing that it's going to take a while to find it because he tweets so much nowadays. This man never used to tweet. This man never, when I saw him tweet it again, I'm like, hold up, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? Because this man would not tweet until he was in Ecomi stuff, right? So someone put out, let's see if we can find it. Oh my gosh, this man retweets everything. I mean, I understand it. It's just crazy. So essentially, he does end up talking or replying to someone asking who we are. Is this it specifically? I guess so. We already know they have one RPG license, so I think they'll probably be the first form released. This is in response to VeVe saying gamification is definitely coming to VeVe. What kind of game do you think will hit the first? Will be the first to hit the platform? Now, I actually have, this is my realm of being able to discuss, right? Which is why I responded. MMORPG stuff is definitely the coolest we will see, in my opinion, or sorry, the closest we will see. Hence why I'm using GTA to explain VeVe stuff, and of course, Val agrees, one of the better comparisons. Now, this might mean nothing to you, so let me explain it. MMORPG, some of you will know, but I'm just going to very fast explain this. MMO is massive multiplayer online. RPG is a role-playing game. Now, that might still not mean a lot to you, but essentially what it means is that it's an open world game where you can pick your character and you can role-play, so you can play as someone else, a bit like people do when they're acting, right? They will role play as someone else. Well, in gaming, if you role play, you're role playing as a character that you're controlling, and you can essentially take on a persona of that character. A better way to explain this, actually, let's do this first. A better way to explain this is actually to look at a trailer. I want to stop using GTA as far as playing in the game to show you stuff, because honestly, it's not totally efficient in the way I want to do it. We'll still use it sometimes, but this is a good way to explain things. GTA 5, an incredibly successful game. We're going to have a look at this after this video, as in after watching this little clip here. But essentially, GTA 5 is an incredibly, I mean, you all know GTA. Everyone watching this video, I would be surprised if you don't know Grand Theft Auto. You might not play it, but you know of the game. Now, GTA 5 was built and developed and published basically roughly 10 years ago. But since then, GTA is only succeeding. In fact, currently, I believe they've recently managed to see an uptick of 70% of players, which is freaking huge, considering the game came out in 2013, I'm guessing, so roughly 10 years ago, 8 years ago, roughly. And so part of the meta, right? Part of why it's growing is also because of a thing called roleplay. Now, in GTA, generally, when you play the game, it's somewhat limited. There's definitely a huge open world, but the open world, in my opinion, is hollow. Especially, I guess it's because the game basically came out 10 years ago, and so all the things that we expect in a game now aren't necessarily in the game that was released 10 years ago, right? It's updated, but it's not where it could be. And GTA 5 No Pixel is a project that a team is working on to essentially modify Grand Theft Auto to bring it sort of into the new decade, right? And so that's what we're going to have a look at right here. GTA 5 No Pixel 3.0 roleplay update gameplay trailer. Now, this trailer is going to explain what you can do in GTA, and then I'm going to explain afterwards, or maybe throughout, why this is important for Omi. I'm going to turn down the music because there is music, but there's also important sort of stuff to talk about. In fact, can we have captions on? Here we are. So, welcome to the long-awaited No Pixel, a completely reimagined way to experience GTA 5. Now, let's start off right here. So, we're in a car. For one, this car could be a DeLorean, it can be a Batmobile, it can be whatever the hell you want it to be. We're on a road, right? Now, this road could have a car right here, and there's someone driving this car, listening to some music that they have bought through Omi, right? Either that, or maybe they bought a radio license that, again, is still through Omi. You see, of course, that there's some shops to the left. You can buy drinks there, Omi, and you can see, for example, to the top right here, there is an advert billboard. Of course, that is advertising real estate. We're talking 7 seconds into this video. Already, we're seeing all these Omi bones, but let's continue. So, a completely reimagined way to experience Grand Theft Auto. Now, you see here that there's a policeman, right? Now, this policeman is a real person. This isn't an NPC, which is a non-playable character that GTA just puts in the game. This is a real person, and they will stop you if you're going over the speed limit. Now, this is a genuine thing that people spend their time on. People will spend their time in Grand Theft Auto roleplay. They will log on, and some people will decide to play as a policeman. And as a policeman, you have a whole ass training thing to go through, where you have to you have to learn how to work the systems, the laws within the game, etc.
This video will give you a glimpse into the world of No pixel roleplay.
Okay, so you can see right there. Here.
This video will give you a glimpse into the world of no
Mission Row Police Department. Okay, so this is where they work from a police department point of view. Okay, so now again, you can see people driving. People are street racing there, right? Even that in itself, you know, you can take bets on who's going to win, of course, and you can drive around in your DeLorean that might be modified. Your DeLorean might be modified with higher class wheels that might make you drive faster. These are all things that are in GTA anyway. And of course, when you buy the rims, when you buy the better engine, when you modify your car, everything that you do there will cost Omi. So these are all these different types of characters that you can build, and essentially I'm not quite sure what's actually happening here, but something. And of course we see like here is a car meetup, right? And of course now they're running away because there are police there and, you know, whatever, right? There's just a thing going on. Now you can also go to the hospital, right? You saw here that there's a hospital that people, when they're injured, they go to and they get fixed up, right? Omi burns on, let's be real, bills, right? Continuing on.
Gamers and players will create a character by giving
So of course here we have a hacker, right? Then we have a gang.
and weaknesses whilst finding their way through San Andreas. At the core of roleplay is interaction.
So at the core of roleplay is interaction. This is really important. I actually realized that we're already 60 minutes in the video, so I'm not going to go through everything right here because I want to go through more of it in a later video. But the very important key thing here is interaction. This whole thing, the entire reason why NFTs even matter, from a art point of view, from a generally everything, I would say, at the moment that we're seeing from NFTs, is because of social currency. Now, if you have millions of people in a group who all care about what each other are thinking, because that's what humans do. You know, we think about our communities, we think about what we're wearing. You know, I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. I'm not wearing a hoodie. I mean, sometimes I wear a hoodie, but I'm not wearing a suit right now because what I want to do is I want to feel comfortable. And also this is what I want to represent to the world when I record videos. All of this happens already. But this will happen, this already is happening in a digital environment with Grand Theft Auto. And everything that you do, every clothes you buy, every song you listen to, any car that you have, any game that you play within the metaverse will all burn Omi. So a whole universe to burn Omi. And this actually is what I was talking about when I tweeted about this today. I've been using this game to explain the VeVe to Omi holders. 150 million units have been sold. This is because they were announcing that. The economy that runs through this game doesn't take advantage of Omi. I'm envisioning a platform that does take advantage. Now, first of all, I want to say make sure to follow me on Twitter. People be sleeping on this tweet. Literally over 2,000 followers, no one liked it. Like, okay, I'm not, okay, whatever. You'll sleep on it. You'll sleep on it. I don't, whatever. Anyway, there's a lot going on right here. But it's going to take a long time. And I think this is where people get really scared, worried about the price or whatever, because people are looking at it like it's gonna, like somehow things are gonna turn up tomorrow. No, building it, like, Reese even said it here. Where is it? Here. So really, all you have to do is sit tight. You know, they're building a real product. So this is gonna take a while. Does OKX, this new exchange, mean that Omi is going to the moon? Not on its own. Is it gonna help? Yeah, hell yeah. But not on its own. And I really hope that people keep their expectations where they should be and just listen to what we're saying. Listen to like what myself is saying, listen to what Cavell is saying, etc. None of us will ever say that you're going to get rich on Omi tomorrow. I'm personally, and I don't think anyone else is ever saying you're going to get rich on Omi as a financial advice anyway, but regardless of that, nothing is going to happen tomorrow. Now, will things happen over the next 10 years? I'm bullish. I know that other creators are bullish. I know that a lot of you holders are bullish, but this is just something I needed to say. That being said, we're going to go over more of this because I realized that honestly, this trailer is actually a gold mine for talking about Omi burns, but I want to go over more of it later on. What are your thoughts in the comments below? Let me know. I would love to hear your take. With that being said though, follow me on Twitter. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Please do. It's helpful as hell. And more importantly, subscribe if you're new and interested. With that being said, thanks for watching. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next video.